and I'll be presenting on the topic building for scale why every app needs a design system. Uh, okay, so I'll go next. So I'll just set the agenda. So we'll deep dive into a couple of topics why we need a design system. Then we have something as color tokens that the design system needs to function. Then unification of dimensions, and the main important thing is the components. So I have categorized into three parts: atom, molecules, and compounds. Yes. So coming to the topic, why we need a design system. So it promotes consistency across the UI. Also, having abstractions really ease up development and code maintenance at longer run. And it promotes clean abstraction, so very easy to maintain code. And the theme management is super easy. And I think one of the core reason of having a design system is theme management and abstraction only. So going to the next topic is the color tokens. So color tokens are divided into two parts, that is palette and foundation. So we'll talk about palettes first. Palette are the kind of hard-coded tokens. You can say these are the colors which everyone knows, the general colors. You can say blue, green, red, white, whatever we have, and something. This is standard across all the applications. And these are the colors that are internal to design system and not something to be exposed to your client side. Reason being that since these are very rigid and you cannot change on the basis of conditions, so it's not a scalable approach to expose these to clients. So alternate to this is a foundational tokens, which is built on top of your palette tokens. So foundational tokens are basically some not a one-on mapping, but these can be one-to-many mapping as per your themings. So let's say we are building for light mode. So content primary can be black. So content primary is something your text view can have, or your button text colors can have, and background primary is the screen background or bottom sheet backgrounds, anything on a screen level. So why we need to expose foundation tokens is that if client uses the foundation tokens, we can switch the tokens with palette values on the basis of the theme we want. The most common use case is having a dark mode and light mode. So if we take example of content primary only, then let's say for light mode we want content primary to be black, that text views should be black, but in dark mode we would want it to be gray 100 or white. So these things are done internally in design system and your client will be remain unaffected. That's the whole concept of the foundational tokens. Yeah, so coming to the dimensions part. So we also have a way to standardize dimensions. At least in the XML world, we used to have dimension declaration for all the values, but I think with Compose we can just directly do 2.dp, and it works in most of the devices, even in large and medium devices. But with unification, what I mean that couple of component level unification. Let's say you have corner radius, so you would want some level of consistency across the application. So with dimensions, we can say that corner radius can have three types: small, medium, large, and similarly screen padding. So these are something to standardize things at the top level, and yeah, just to maintain consistency. I mean, yeah. Coming to the topic of components of a design system. So as I said earlier, I have categorized into three parts: atom, molecules, and compounds. We'll go to atoms. Yeah, so atoms are the foundational blocks, or you can say these are the components that are highly reusable and very strict or very less customizable. So if I'll just give some examples like the smallest part of the component like button, text, icon, etc. And yeah, so this is one of the example. This is icon. So if you see what I am taking as a parameter is just a seed class of icon, and other things are the generic one modifier, content description, text size, and something client cannot modify more than this. And if you see, even to unify the icon types, in the right if you see we have unify icons, and that has a declaration of very reusable icons that is being used in your application. And you can also create custom icons with providing the custom seed, the icon type you can use. So this is something just to make sure that client can easily use your SDK. So they just need to pass one parameter, and most of the things are default. And if they want to change, they can change as per use case. And one more example can be a divider. So you can just customize the you can mostly hardcode the color and thickness of your divider. These are just examples. Similarly, you can do it text field or many of the other components. So coming to molecules. Yeah, so molecules are termed as grouped atoms, and one molecule is built of multiple atoms. And yeah, one of the example is top bar. Let's say right now it just has a support for if you see small top bar, but there's also a concept of large top bar that expanding on the basis of scroll. So those things also you can build. For demo, I have not created some visual interactions, but yeah, like if you see the top bar, it's taking title. It's a simple thing, but if you see leading icon, this is something atom. Unify icon was atom at the previous slide. So it takes multiple atoms to create one molecule, and this is something that is used just to reduce code and again improve consistency. The same goal. Yep. And coming to compounds. Yeah, so these are the bit complex and more customizable parts. So so these are something that needs to you build a screen, or you can say a larger section of a screen. So yeah, example can be bottom sheet or screen abstractions. And coming to the screen abstraction. So this is something I was earlier at some other arc, and we have created some SDK. And this screen abstraction really helped save a lot of time. Like even the S2H migration was super easy. I think even it didn't take a day. Because we had some abstraction that needs to be used at every screen, and if you see it takes molecules or atom depending on the use case. So it takes a top bar config, which is a molecule, and earlier we were not having these two parameters, enable status bar padding and navigation bar padding, but with the enhancement like use case of S2H, we added this at the top level default to true, and I think the whole app was working fine. So this is one of the benefit of having a screen abstraction, and internally it's not doing that much because we are not having that much of use case. Yeah, but with bottom sheet, with bottom sheet, it was really helpful because of in case someone is following Compose from the alpha stage, they knew that there was a transition from material to material 3, and then a lot of API got changed with every API version release. So having that abstraction at the core level really helped us. Yeah, so these are something that I was talking about, the results of having design system that we saw in a production application. So bottom sheet was the most important, that helped us a lot in terms of maintainability, because there were at least 5 or 6 migrations that we need to do in order to get to a stable bottom sheet version. Because I remember we have started Compose from when we were in the alpha state. So there was material, then material 3 came, and material 3 also, I think with every 2-3 version upgrade, there were some API breaking changes, and that time the abstraction really helped. And yeah, second point is something a bit different. So in our application, what we were trying that we wanted to have some more themes. Like we were planning that, let's say we are Diwali is approaching, and we want to change the theme of whole application. So we tried creating custom so again we discussed about the foundational tokens. So this is part of that only, that we created a new variant of foundational token. And for Diwali, let's say we had a new theme. So out of the box, at least 60 or 65% of the screens were doing as expected. We need to do some modification, though we didn't release it. But yeah, this was the numbers by having a proper design system in place. And yeah, support for S2H was quite pretty short, I know, but that's it. Any question?
How do you suggest handling for images when we have different kind of themes?
Sorry?
So
Okay.
Images, how do you suggest?
No, so I think images pe you can't add colors. Icons pe you can add tint, so you can just use foundational tokens and that will do the work. But for images, you need to do it custom. So this thing which I was showing, the abstraction. Yeah. So okay, I think I missed adding that section of the code, but okay, no, it's there. Inside the Verify theme, I have not the code, but I'll just tell you. The foundational tokens or dimensions, whatever we are showing at the start, so you can provide it via the Compose local provider, and you can use the colors via that. So you can also check the theme state, because we have face the same issue, but I think for images you need to do conditional cases, that if the theme is this, you want to put this image. I don't think there's a better way, because you can't tweak any section of image directly. That's what I know.
Yeah, that's one of the challenge. So supporting light and dark is easy. Whenever there is an image, dark it can get it on top of it.
We did conditional. Yeah, I remember.
Got it. And do you also suggest, let's say if my image is being driven through some URL, maybe backend driven URL, how do you suggest? Would you suggest to keep 2 URLs for 2 different themes, or if my app is supporting 5 themes?
I think better to keep it in the backend. You should just pass the current state of your theme to backend and let backend send you the proper image. So I would go with that backend approach. That we can pass a parameter to backend and backend will handle it, that which image to send.
How? Okay. In that case, would you be able to leverage image caching? Let's say you have cached your images.
Yeah.
I think based on URL.
We can do some custom caching, because we always have an option for handling the caching at the client side. So we can do some tweak, but I don't think that should be a problem.
So I work at MyGate, and we have app where base app is native, and we are using Flutter using add to app, if everyone is aware of it. So we have basically thinking on making it something like this. So first of all, we are basically found a solution. How will design team, if they want to change the entire color of the app, then just by changing the color at one location, that should happen throughout. And
foundational tokens can help.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
you
So
just
we
need to make sure that you are not your whole app is using foundational tokens, and just it needs a bit of more brainstorming when you are implementing for the first time.
Yeah.
So I'll give you a couple of use cases. So earlier we had, let's say, brand color is yellow and we wanted to change it to blue. So brand is something that what I can recall is the navigation bar color should be your brand color, and the splash logo should be your brand color. There can be more, but I'm just giving examples. So you need to make sure that the mappings are proper, so that like the last slide that I was talking about, the custom themes, so you can easily hit 80%. I think if the mappings are very proper, then you can do it.
Okay. And also, if you, I'm not sure on the source, but I'm hearing that now Android is trying to focus on large screen devices as well.
Okay.
So is Uber thinking on that part, or is there nothing?
There's a lot bigger team. I don't know if some team is doing, because I'm not on the foundation team, so I can't comment on that. But
Okay.
definitely they would be trying.
How do you handle real-time team updates without Play Store updates? Like you see the season themes are getting changed without updating the applications.
Theme you're saying?
Yeah. The season themes, like suppose Diwali theme came.
But sure, I think most of them are server driven, if I'm not wrong. You are talking about the whole placement or just the
Everything changed when the new season came.
Yes, yes. So I have worked on the pretty similar, not exact. I think you are talking about something like Zomato or Swiggy, what they does. Yeah, so most of them are server-driven components. So there are two parts to it. So one is server-driven component where you get everything from backend. So that part is bit, you can say easy or hard, because working with server-driven is a different challenge. And second approach is to get the component placement from backend. We did it in my previous org, and so we used to get modals from backend, list of modal that we want, what we want to place. So the way you are saying the theme change, so we can also get the colors, I think, and we can just insert it. But that is the way.
I really like your talk. How can I get Uber ka free subscription?
I don't have.
Go ahead.
Since you're following the HDY, right, server-driven component, how do you utilize tokens better in that server?
Tokens. Server-driven, whatever we have also used in previous. So server-driven internally maps to your base tokens only.
Okay.
So
that is the mediator that you pass.
yeah. So let's say there's a SDK, and so server-driven is something we don't. We just have a library, and let's say you push some JSON maybe from backend, and it will. But at the end, it will should have these models only. Let's say from backend you are getting icon. Your JSON should be something that should pass to your Unify icon config, and that should fit your Unify icon. That's the only way. But the whole point of having a design system is to use it everywhere. So even if it's server driven or not, you should always map it to your design system. Yeah.
Cool, thanks. I think yeah, that's all, and our talk, tech talks are over. So now let's do one thing. Let's take a quick short break. 5-10 minutes का break ले लेते हैं, and उसके बाद क्या करेंगे? We'll do a photo sessions first. एक अच्छा सा photo ले लेंगे ताकि everyone can place on LinkedIn, Instagram, whatever you use. And then उसके बाद we'll have a panel discussion. Panel discussion में क्या रहेगा कि we'll have a 4 speakers. Not 4 speakers. Me, Gaurav, we have Belal as well, and if someone from you audience feels कि ठीक है I should be part of this panel discussions, तो feel free to join us. And मतलब सब ऐसे मत आ जाना, वरना तो 10-12 लोग हो जाएंगे panel discussion में. ठीक है, तो वो करेंगे. Then उसका agenda ये है कि if you have any questions like कि what is the job market, what are the things going in Android market, कैसे चल रहा है, what are the learning opportunities, what is the things that is happening right now. So if you have any kinds of these questions, you can feel free to ask. तो अभी it's what time it is? 4:50 ना. हाँ, let's take a short 5 to 7 minutes there. Okay? Yeah, just go have a tea, coffees, whatever you like.